answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and entreated them spitefully, and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies, and destroyed those murderers, and burned up their city. Then saith he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen.
Hey, Shalom, all praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi by Hashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles who will learn this truth. And peace and blessing to you, true brothers of the house of David. And when Yahawashi was teaching his word, the Lord spoke in a way where if you weren't right, the Spirit got you the hell up away from Yahawashi. And when you understand what Yahawashi was speaking, he was speaking in a way where he wasn't going at a certain man personally, but he was speaking this way. He was speaking parables, and those parables, it eliminated a lot of guys that were around him, which means it showed the trace of man that was following him. So if you follow Yahawashi for the carnal bread, you're going to feel some type of way because the Lord is spiritual, and that's how he was speaking. And the Lord understood that many men that was following after him was not following him for the spiritual things, and thus he spoke this parable to get guys to fuck up out of there, to bring this word out in a way where if you weren't following Yahawashi for those spiritual things and really learning, you were going to feel some type of way. And that's what's happening in this time. And men ask certain questions. Who are you guys talking about, and why are you guys saying this? Well, we don't have to break down shit for you guys, because the Spirit is pulling the rug out of every man's ass. So if you're not right, the Spirit's going to make you feel some type of way. And that's the truth. Because in these last days, what the Lord said, he's not going to hold back his peace concerning those that are at ease. And a lot of guys have become comfortable teaching this truth, and they can no longer see through the Spirit. Guys are carnal now. So that now the Lord is exposing men that are carnal in these different camps. So if you can't see who we're talking about, or you're not in the Spirit, you're going to feel some type of way. And that's the truth, because when the Lord taught this word, the parables he put out there, like the vineyard, he said the laborers are few, but the harvest is plenty. He went into the two sons. Those are all parables letting you know few men were going to have the Spirit, many men were going to be rejected. And those scribes and those Pharisees, one thing the Lord told you was they sat in Moses' seat, but they didn't have the Spirit, which means they couldn't see. They couldn't discern. It came to a point where they were so corrupted that the Lord had to speak against them, because they did completely opposite of what Yahawashi said to do. What did the Lord say? Don't take the high seat. They went ahead and took the high seat. The Lord said, don't make yourself of no reputation. These guys made himself a reputation. And the Lord, he was infamous. He wasn't famous, okay? And that's what these guys have done. So when we speak this word is going to cut you down and break your ass in pieces if you're not right, as well as heal you if you're actually sincere. That's what the word is meant to do. Go ahead, bro.
Right. So, when you ask those questions, who men are talking about, then you don't understand Yahawashi, because Yahawashi, he never had to name names and none of that. You just teach through the Spirit, and depending on if your ass is right, or if you're through the Spirit, if your ass is a demon, then you're gonna feel a type of way. You see, so that means that the word of the Lord actually fucking works, and that means that it is cutting a lot of you fucking guys down. which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing because a lot of you guys, you thought you had this thing in the bag. And what the Lord is showing you that you don't even have Yahawashi. A lot of you guys, you don't have the Lord. Therefore, if you had the Lord, you wouldn't have to ask those stupid ass questions. And therefore, if you had the Lord, you wouldn't think that this word is actually cutting your ass because you know your ass ain't fucking right. You see what I'm saying? So you have to ask that question because you know deep down your ass ain't right. That's why. And the thing about it, guys have made this truth of something like it's some fucking gang banging shit, like it's on some fucking gang shit. And what the Lord is doing through the Spirit, he's cutting that, he's chopping a lot of guys down. He's grinding guys to powder as we speak right now, because the word is cutting guys down to powder. Now a lot of you guys that's actually teaching the word, the Lord is not using your ass for that. He's using your ass as an example of how not to be, because the majority of you motherfuckers, you're not in the spirit of the you're not in the spirit of the Lord, or you wouldn't ask stupid ass questions of who they talking about, because you know the Lord, he didn't have to name names. He just gave those characteristics, and by those characteristics that the Lord was actually mentioning and he was describing and he was using those parables of, if you on the wrong side of that parable, guess what? You got offended. So guess what? It's a lot of guys offended. That's what the Lord said in Matthew 24. Many shall be offended. Many are deceived. Many are going to be betrayed. This is a season of betrayal. Many guys are going to be offended because one reason why guys are going to be offended is because through the Spirit, you're going to find out that you're actually not of the Lord. You're going to find out that you're against the Lord. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to offend you. You see, you're going to find out you're on the wrong end of this thing. Because the true men of the Lord are going to be speaking this thing and not holding back. See, that's what's going to fuck a lot of guys up. Now, the thing is, let me read this out real quick. Matthew 21. You got that already?
Yeah.
You got something else?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Matthew 21 and 44. And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken. But on whomsoever it shall fall, it shall grind them to powder. So if you're wicked and the Lord's word's coming out, and you may feel a type of way, then the word is grinding your wicked ass to powder. Because the Lord said whomsoever. He didn't put no name on it. He said whomsoever.
That's right.
He didn't have to put a fucking name on it. And that's what we understand right there, is where we understand that you guys don't have the Lord and you're not of Yahawashi. And a lot of you guys, you don't even read or study no fucking more. You're going into these prophecies without Yahawashi. So a lot of you guys are blinded now, and we see that, and we got you guys. We see you guys. It's like it's like in a boxing match, and you just, the blood is dripping. We see motherfuckers is bleeding, bro. So now the Lord is gonna go out for the fucking knockout punch, bro. The Lord is gonna grind a lot of you fucking guys to powder just by the words we speak, and it just. If you're not of the Lord, you're going to recognize that just by how we speak. You're going to recognize if you're wicked or not. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See, if you was a righteous person and you was of Yahawashi, you would understand what's going on. But a lot of you guys are fucking carnal. You need names, because that's what carnal motherfuckers do. A while back, this guy Corey, he said, well, we like to say names. Well, you have to ask yourself, did the Lord do that? You see what I'm saying? Oh. Well, you're not of the Lord. A bunch of you guys are fucking phonies. You're not moving in the way of the Lord. You're moving in the way of your own self. As I went into 2 Peter's going into heresies. Heresies goes into men just moving their own goddamn way, how they want to move. You see what I'm saying? Well, why you got to use the Lord's word? Just go move another fucking, you got to use the Lord's word to do your own fucking thing. Do your own fucking thing. Don't use the Lord's word. Now the Lord's word's coming out freely, without restriction, without rated E, without P, it's coming out. And the thing is, the Spirit is going to fucking grind your ass to powder. Now, Matthew 21 and 44, whosoever shall fall on this stone, it shall be broken. But in whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. And when the chief priests and the Pharisees had heard his parables, they perceived that he spake of them. Now, these chief priests and these Pharisees, they were wicked. They were wicked, bro. They were wicked. So look, what did they do? It's like automatically they perceived that they was being talked about. And if the shoe fits, you gotta wear that motherfucker. You shouldn't be wicked. It says, but when they sought to lay hands on him, they feared the multitude because they took him for a prophet. And so what that means, In this time, ain't none of you gonna be able to back none of the Lord's men in the corner no fucking more, like you've been killing them for centuries and shit and decades. And the scriptures say this generation gonna have to pay. So you're gonna have to be grinded the power in the spirit, and then later on the Lord's gonna grind your ass. Your body's gonna be grinded. Go ahead, bro.
That's right, that's right. And I got this precept.
Yeah, it's heavy, bro.
Con, bro, con. And that's what's going on. The Lord is grinding man to powder. Because automatically, if you're wicked, you're going to feel some type of way about this truth. And that's why this thing ain't about camps. Guys may say, are you speaking about my camp? Well, if you feel that way, then yeah, it's definitely against your camp, because the house of David is only getting stronger. And the Lord said this ain't about camps or who man commandeth. It's about who the Spirit of the Lord is on, is in. So the Spirit of the Lord is in you. What did the Lord say? He's going to search Jerusalem with candlesticks. He's going to use you as that whipping stick and a battle axe to crush the motherfuckers to pieces, the demons. Because you got to understand and recognize in these days, it's not just about guys doing lessons. What spirit are guys doing lessons in? Are guys actually sincere? Do they have Yahawashi as their master, or just men? And a lot of these guys, they kiss ass and they have men as their master. Therefore, they get offended when we speak about certain stuff, because they know men are wicked. A lot of guys, they know certain things, but they ain't going to speak on it. But the thing about us is we don't have a lot of subscribers.
That's
guys
not
like
righteous, though.
That ain't righteous. That ain't righteous.
Bro. If you know some things is going on within you and your camping guys, and you don't say no, that's not righteous. You guys are a bunch of damn weasels, man.
That's why the Lord is speaking.
Exactly.
That's why the Lord is speaking now.
And He's not using you guys, because you guys are like that. That's why He's not using you for this part of the truth. Because this part of the truth is actually needed before we get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. So guys know who to listen to and who not to listen to. Like the brother say, it's not about the camps. It's about if you're the house of David or the house of Saul. And a lot of you guys, from how you look, you're from the house of Saul. And you saying that you're great. But a lot of you guys are in a fucked up spirit. And the ones that's of the house of David, they're going to understand. So that's why it's a division and everybody don't fucking agree. Everybody don't fucking agree with each other. Go ahead, bro.
Right. Yeah, you're not great in the spirit. Because if you're great in the spirit of the Lord, then you're going to follow the ways of the Lord. And the Lord said, who's going to stand up for me against the evildoers? You wouldn't have to ask stupid-ass questions. You wouldn't have to name names, because you will know in the spirit who was wicked and who was not. See, a lot of you guys can't see no more. Therefore, the Lord is pulling the rug under your ass. Because you have taken this word, you became comfortable. And the Lord's not about guys being comfortable, but guys have taken Yahawashi and they got the fame. You see, it's all about guys trying to make themselves something by using Yahawashi, but when it comes to breaking it down, how he came in the spirit, guys don't want to do that. And it's wicked, man. It's wicked. It's wicked. Let me grab this arc real quick and I'll give it back to you. Matthew 3 and verse 3, it says, matter of fact, let me jump to the point, 7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, so now this is John. And as John was baptizing, he's seeing the Pharisees and Sadducees come to the baptism. He didn't say no names. It says, he said unto them, O generation of vipers. So that ain't required any names. So you may have guys saying, why don't you guys say names, or who you guys talking about? This thing is about guys that were wicked in this truth. It doesn't have anything to do with your camp, because a lot of you guys, you defend the camp more than you defend the Lord's words. Therefore, you are what? You have man as your master. You don't have Yahawashi as your master. Because if you did, you wouldn't have a respect of persons. And that's what's going on. Guys have a respect of person. You rather take up for a man that's wicked and be looked at and get liked and be hated and actually be loved by the Lord. And that's how a lot of you guys, because you don't really hate your life like that. It says, let me keep on going. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who has warned you to flee from the wrath to come? So he was telling you, who the fuck brought you into this truth? Who warned you to flee from the wrath to come? And that's what the Lord is saying in these last days. He's telling guys he's going to destroy them, because they're in the truth now. They got the word, they may know the doctrine, this and that, but they're not in the sincere spirit. Now, the Lord is going into faith, mercy, and judgment. Those three things that make a man more precious than fine gold. And guys, they have become great in the flesh. They have subscribers, they have this and that, but they're not great in the spirit. And therefore, the Lord is actually exposing guys. And that's the truth, man. See, and the spirit of the Lord is direct and straight. So if you feel some type of way, that's you. As the brother read that scripture, the Pharisee, they discerned he was talking about them. Go ahead, bro.
See, they could discern them butts because they knew they was wicked. That's why they could discern. if you're not wicked, then you're not gonna feel a type of way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you're wicked. You dudes are wicked, man. You're a bunch of damn murderers and robbers that have snuck up in the Lord's truth, and you don't have Yahawashi. See, therefore, you have certain elements of the truth, but you don't have Yahawashi. You're not righteous, man. You guys are a bunch of goddamn brute beasts with the Lord's word, and what you're doing is you're corrupting the word, and you're going to destroy many by the spirit you're coming in, not by what you're teaching. It's the spirit you're coming. The Lord told you in 1 John chapter 4, we are of the Lord because we have his spirit, not just because we just teaching some shit. It's a certain spirit you have to come in. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you go to John chapter 10, the Lord got those Pharisees in them. He got them mad as hell because he told them, he said, hey, if I do the works of my Father and you believe me not, but if I do, John 10:38, but if I do, though ye believe me not, believe the works that ye may know and believe that the Father is in me and I in him. Therefore they sought again to take him, but he escaped out of their hand. And when he was speaking these parables, he didn't have to say these guys' names. But in John chapter 10, earlier up in this chapter, the wicked Pharisees, they had to say, don't listen to this particular guy. You see? Because they were carnal and they were getting cut. Let me read this. John chapter 10 and 18. It says, no man taketh my life from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have the power to lay it down, and I have the power to take it again. This commandment have I received of my Father, and there is a division. It says, there was a division again among the Jews for these things, and many of them said, he have a devil, and he is mad. Why hear ye him? So they was talking about the Lord. They said, hey, this guy's a devil. But when the Lord spake, he said, whomsoever grind these guys down to fucking powder. This word's gonna grind you to powder if you ain't right in these last days. So you're holding the Lord's word. You're holding your own you're holding your own death to yourself. Because if you're not right and you're not coming in the way of the Lord, you're just bringing damnation on yourself. So a lot of you, the thing is, you're not going to stop teaching the Lord's word and confess that you're a fucking demon or confess your sins and shit. What you're going to do is, because a lot of you guys are carnal, you're just going to keep teaching the word in a fucked up way till the Lord actually destroy your fucking body. Because if you're not spiritual, you're going to think that you could just teach this word in any type of way. But men that can see that the spirit ain't on a lot of guys anymore. A lot of guys, man. A lot of guys, the Lord ain't there. And that's just the truth. You see? That's why the Lord said, blessed is your eyes as you can see. Because many men ain't going to be able to see. That's why many in this time are going to be offended because they can't fucking see. You see what I'm saying? Let me read this out. It says, and many of them said he have a devil and is mad. Why listen to this guy? So a lot of guys that's offended, they're mad. And they'll be like, well, why listen to this guy? What the hell is, listen to them men. And the Lord, he didn't have to fucking do that. He didn't have to say that, bro. He didn't have to pinpoint guys because the Lord wasn't carnal like you fucking guys. So we actually understand that a lot of you don't have the Lord and you're a bunch of carnal fucking brutes that have taken the word of the Lord and you're trying to make it carnal and carnalize the word, but the Lord has his true men set up, which are low in the church. They're not high, because if you're high, you ain't gonna say, you want to say shit because you want to look a certain way. But if you're low, you're gonna be able to say every motherfucking thing. Just like when you go back to Micah in the Old Testament, when he came to the king was offended because Micah was telling him this. Well, the king, the corrupt kings and the Pharisees, they have the tendency of not want to say shit when they're corrupt and shit. That's not righteous. Now, if you're on the low, you're not out there, and the Lord's keeping you on the low, and the Lord's dealing with you, you're gonna tell it like it is. Exactly. But when you take those high seats, just like you take the high camp, guys, we're the greatest this. Well, guess what that does? You can't teach like the Lord anymore. The Lord didn't do none of that shit you guys are doing. So again, when you have to ask us shit like, well, who are you talking about? Then that means that you're not of the Lord because the Lord never did that. Go ahead, bro.
Let me grab this, because this simplifies what we're saying. Zephaniah 1 and verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time. So this season. And as the Lord told, with candles, Zuck.
Hey,
So-
I just was gonna say, get that. I was like, hey,
well,
get that. You see how that's crazy.
We're gonna grab that next because
guys never get that.
right, and guys gotta know who are the candles of the Lord. Who is the Lord actually using to search Jerusalem? And what you don't
Well, it's
understand,
not you guys that's getting offended. It's not them.
it's not them. Because if you're actually of the Lord, you will be speaking as the Lord spoke, and the Lord is angry with a lot of men in these
Guys don't
times.
know the Lord. They don't know Him anymore.
See, this thing, guys think that guys are just cool and guys are righteous because they're in the camp, they have a garment. No, man. Though each and every individual man, the Lord is searching their spirit. And if you're not right, the Lord is cutting your ass down. See, the Lord is letting guys know He gonna destroy your ass because you're teaching His word for fame, clout, or to be seen. And you don't have the Lord with Him, but you're taking those high seats. And that's what the Lord is saying. So, Zephaniah 1 and verse 12. And in order for you to search something, you gotta fucking see first. So you can't search anything unless you see. A lot of you guys, you can't see, man. You can't see. Therefore, you don't know who's in the spirit or who's not. You just look at the subscribers and, he got a lot of subscribers, so he's in the spirit. No. And the Lord told you it's not who man commendeth or whose praise of men. The Lord told you that. Zephaniah 1 and 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that were settled on their leads. So men that were settled on their leads, men that have taken the gifts, now they can no longer rebuke. And they're teaching this for the subscribers and not for the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is searching their ass out.
Just for the camp.
Or for the camp. You see, the Lord is searching them out. Whether they're in camps, out of camps, high places, low places, the Lord is searching everybody out. You see, so this thing ain't about gangbanging. Some of you guys trying to make it carnal. And the only reason why guys say that is so they can get personal. So, are you talking about him? He's in this camp. You know, this truth is through the Spirit. And as the Lord said, a man that is spiritual, he can judge all things. But when you're carnal, you can't judge anything. So guys are in that Tupac spirit. You can't judge me. Well, the Lord is judging your ass because you're not right, man. It says, that are settled on their lease that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will He do
not
evil.
unless you're a spiritual man, because the Lord said, hey, if you're spiritual, then you're not judged by no fucking body. Because a lot of you guys are carnal, so you can't judge us because you guys are in the fucking flesh. How do we know that? You got to ask us who we talking about. Did the Lord name names? No, the fuck He didn't. Okay? Now that just lets you know that a lot of you guys have lost what this thing is about. And what you have is the prophecies and the mysteries. You see what I'm saying? Which, yeah, okay, that's fine. But you don't have Yahawashi. You see? You have the prophecies. You have some mysteries and the 8 tails and the 20 horns or whatever the fuck. You know, I'm just being funny. You know, we going to the breakdowns and shit to the 10 what's that, the 10 heads and the whatever, you know. But the thing is, what we're getting at is it's not the prophecies, you know, see, the prophecies and the doctrine, that's just going to be on point. But the thing is, guys in their spirit is not going to be on point. See, you could actually have those prophecies and mysteries, like the white man. He has mysteries, history, and prophecies, and he's on point with that shit too. The thing that guys is not on point with is the Holy Spirit of the Heavenly Father, which that's not out there like that with everybody. Now, as far as information and being a motherfucking personal library, a lot of you guys are like that. You know history and prophecy, but as walking in the ways of Yahawashi and dealing with the parables of discerning who's wicked and who's not, you guys don't have it. You don't have the Lord. You don't have the Lord. So right there, you're all fucked. It don't matter about all that shit you know. You don't have the Lord. You see, so what's happening is the Lord is searching Jerusalem with candles, and we're finding out a lot of you guys ain't fucking right. And a lot of you guys, you really want to say something, but you don't know what to say. Because the thing is, if you do say something, that has a possibility or as being condemned. You see, so you're caught up in the middle. And if you're caught in the middle, the Lord's going to destroy your ass. Go ahead, bro.
God, I want to get the word because I got Proverbs 20 and going to the candle. That's right, Doug. And I'm going to read it before I get that definition. Proverbs 20, verse 27. Matter of fact, I'll start at 26. A wise king scattereth the wicked and bringeth the weal over them. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. So if you have the Lord on your side, as the Lord told you in John chapter 17, he's going to give you the glory that he received of his Father. So the Lord, he was in the spirit of what? Discerning, you know, bringing out the things of man's heart, as the Lord says, not what goes into a man, what comes out of him. So these are the times we're facing. The spirit of the Lord is searching guys' heart. It's not about guys bringing out info. It's how they really feel while teaching the Lord's word.
Inside the belly, because you can't see inside your belly, but certain men can see inside your belly because they're gonna have a spirit. Now, whether the Lord rests his spirit on whom he rests his spirit on is not up to you guys. Right. But for all this information, history, and shit like that, anybody can regurgitate that shit. You know, you could take a news article and line it up with certain things in the scriptures. Okay, you can do that. But it's a whole nother side to this truth, which is the Lord talked about the heavier matters of the law, which a lot of guys are not dealing with the heavier matters, which is discernment, mercy, and faith. And a lot of you guys, you omit that because that's not in you. Ephesians 2:8, that is a gift. A lot of you guys are not gifted. So to compensate for that gift that you don't fucking have, what do? You bring out these prophecies and mysteries and you woo everybody. But the thing is, you're not in the spirit of the Lord teaching those prophecies. That's what's going on in these last days, bro. You're unbalanced. You're so you're overbalanced in one aspect of the truth, and then the other aspect of the truth, it's an imbalance there. You're not high in Yahawashi. You're high in these other things that's carnal. And Yahawashi, the main thing of the Lord's doctrine was actually discerning and actually believing. That was the main sermon of the Lord's doctrine, to actually raise your faith and actually see. A lot of you guys, you can't see a goddamn thing because you think everybody in your fucking camp is righteous because they got their fucking title. You're going to be destroyed on that shit as alone, because that goes into respecting persons. You don't even know certain guys, and you big these guys up. You really don't know these guys. Through the spirit, you're not looking at shit for yourself because you can't. Once you drop off your Yahawashi and you're not really going into the Lord and the parables or how to see anymore, then you're through. That's why a lot of you guys are going into parables, because you don't have your Yahawashi in these last days. The flashlight, the candle is being shined on you guys with the Lord's word. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Let me grab this. And I got the definition for lamp in Proverbs 20 and verse 27. It says lamp, the candle, the light. So the Lord is telling you that his candle is the man of the Lord. Which if he shine a light in a dark place, what's gonna happen? If you try to wake somebody up and you shine a light in their face, what's gonna happen? They're gonna get mad. And so that's how guys are. Guys.
What did Leo say? The Morpheus.
Come on, it hurts to use. Are you talking about that scene?
Yeah.
It hurts to use my eyes. Come, bro.
Yeah, because guys ain't using their fucking eyes, their spiritual eyes. Guys are not using their spiritual muscles, man. So it hurts because we're bringing it out because you never used that way to look at this truth. So it hurts your motherfucking ass. Well, it should hurt because you shouldn't have been in this truth for fucking fame and trying to look like you're deep. And you don't even have the Lord, because a lot of you guys are very fucking deceitful. And so you come on our comment boards or you come against guys that actually believe, and you look stupid because you don't have the Lord. See, the thing is, a lot of you guys are being grinded and powered as we speak. That's why the Lord put that parable out, the tares and the wheat. The tares are being gathered up in bundles right now, and the wheat is being brought into the Lord's barn. Go ahead, bro.
Psalm 64 and verse 6. It said they search out iniquities. Now, some of these scriptures are about Esau, but you can also compare it to our people too, guys, in this truth. Because the wicked. Because
just keep it simple.
Here you go, come, bro. Because the wicked, their heart is deep, so that the inventions they have in their heart, the Lord is actually searching that out. So how is he doing that? By bringing out Yahawashi, how he walked. You see? Because when you put Yahawashi in the equation, you see a lot of guys ain't about the Lord.
Exactly.
But when you leave Yahawashi out of it, then you can give these demons room to just teach the prophecies and not even be of the Lord.
Exactly. And Esau can do that. Mm-hmm. Esau can do that shit. He can give you history and prophecies. Because he studies those carnal fucking things. But the inner parts of this whole thing, the Holy Spirit, a lot of you guys will never have. That's why the 144,000 is just a few. It's just 144,000 out of what, 7 billion people? Because those guys, the 144,000 are going to be eligible to hold the Lord's Spirit. Right. And the rest of the shit, you guys can have the rest of that shit because it don't mean nothing. That prophecy, history, and all that shit don't mean shit. Unless you don't know how to look. Exactly. Unless you don't know how the spirit of Yahawashi, that shit don't mean shit. So a lot of you guys are going to be destroyed. Because you don't understand what you've came up against. You don't understand it. Right. But the thing is, you don't have to understand it. Just keep moving how you're moving. Because you're already destroyed because you don't have Yahawashi. Go ahead, brother.
Con. Psalm 64 and verse 6, Beautiful. It says, they search out iniquity, they accomplish the diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But the Lord shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded.
See, look, they know all that deep shit.
Come,
the
bro.
Lord telling you, look, they searching out all this shit. But you don't have the spirit of the Lord.
But the Lord is shooting at guys. What he's doing, the Lord is shooting at guys with the arrows, which is his true men. Because the Lord said he's hiding them in his quiver, but in this time he's shooting at the wicked.
There you go.
See?
There you go.
So the most important thing what guys don't understand is the thing ain't about camps, ain't about your group. It's about if you're in the spirit, if you're really of the house of David or the house of Saul. So if you're not on the side of the Lord, which the Lord is on the spirit of vengeance, he's in the spirit of judgment, rebuke, reprove, then you're on the side of the world. It's as simple as that.
And another thing, guys are offended of who the Lord is actually dealing with. That's another thing guys are offended. They're offended that the Lord have revealed certain things to guys they hate. So you're offended. You don't understand everything. A lot of you guys, you're going to be destroyed because you have opinions on shit you don't even know. That's why the scripture says a spiritual man can't be judged, or you carnal motherfuckers. Those are the only ones that say, hey, a man can't, only the Lord can actually judge us actually if you're spiritual. Now, Tupac was saying it, but he was a carnal motherfucker. If you're spiritual, can't none of these motherfuckers really judge you because they don't know where you're coming from. See, you may know more prophecies, histories, and this, but if you don't have the Lord, that fucking, that kills all that shit. If you don't have the spirit of the Lord, that kills all that prophecy and history and shit. Because the elect that's coming to this thing at the 11th hour, they're not going to know all that history and shit. They're just going to believe in the Lord. Exactly. And that's all you need. A lot of you guys, you don't fucking believe, but you got all these prophecies. Like a fucking clown. You guys are fucking clowns, man. And the thing about it is you're not prepared for this spiritual war. You guys are carnal. Yeah, a lot of you guys can fight, but you're not fighting for the Lord. So it don't mean shit. With that, go ahead, bro. Yeah, with that, man, we done with you motherfuckers, bro. So if you have to ask us who the fuck we talking about, that means you're not of the Lord. Hey, and with that, man, hey, shalom.